Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're venturing into a really fascinating collision of, well, artistry and innovation. The enchanting, instantly recognizable world of Studio Ghibli animation and the ever-evolving capabilities of artificial intelligence. You know those films, the breathtaking beauty of Spirited Away, the gentle wonder of My Neighbor Totoro, the imaginative scope of Howl's Moving Castle. They've resonated with audiences globally.
Oh, they certainly have. And what we're going to explore with you today is precisely how artificial intelligence is currently being employed to, in essence, echo that very distinct artistic style. It's a
Yeah.
captivating intersection, yeah, and one that opens up some really intriguing possibilities, I think, for creators and fans alike.
Absolutely. So, whether you're an aspiring animator captivated by fantastical visuals, maybe a tech enthusiast curious about the creative frontiers of AI, or simply a longtime admirer of Ghibli's magic wanting to understand more about this intersection, well, you've come to the right place. Okay, let's really get into it. What are those fundamental qualities that make Studio Ghibli's animation style so immediately identifiable and just utterly captivating?
Yeah, that's the essential starting point, isn't it? When you think of a Ghibli film, several key visual elements likely spring to mind. One of the most prominent is definitely the use of hand-painted backgrounds. These aren't just static backdrops. They possess this remarkable softness, almost like watercolor paintings, that truly brings the environments to life. You can practically feel the rustling leaves in their forests or, the warmth radiating from the sun in their landscapes. And interestingly, these AI models learn the recurring color combinations, the tendency towards soft gradients, even common compositional elements found in Ghibli backgrounds, allowing them to generate surprisingly evocative imagery.
Oh, those backgrounds. They're so incredibly lush and detailed,
Yeah.
yet they possess this wonderful kind of dreamlike quality. It truly feels like stepping into another world. And then we have the characters themselves. It's not just about their unique designs, right? But the way they move, their incredibly expressive faces, even the most subtle shifts in their posture, you genuinely connect with what they're feeling.
Precisely. The animators at Ghibli are absolute masters at conveying such a depth of emotion through these seemingly small nuances. A slight widening of the eyes, a gentle slump of the shoulders. These are the details that forge a real connection with the viewer. And this naturally leads us to another core element of the Ghibli style, magical realism.
Ah, yes, that fantastic blend. It's not outright, over-the-top fantasy, and it's certainly not just everyday reality. There's this seamless integration of the ordinary and the fantastical. You might have a completely normal scene, and then suddenly you'll encounter a soot sprite or a whimsical cat bus, and the way they use light, it always has this, like, ethereal quality that really enhances that sense of wonder.
Yeah. And what's fascinating here is how Ghibli films allow these fantastical elements to exist within a completely believable emotional landscape. And to truly appreciate the overall impact of the Ghibli style, we absolutely must consider the pacing. These films often take their time to unfold, allowing moments to breathe, establishing a very specific mood and atmosphere that truly draws you into their world. It's a very deliberate choice that contributes significantly to the entire viewing experience.
That's so true. You're not rushed through the narrative. You're invited to truly savor each moment, each carefully crafted visual. Now, as we've touched on, replicating all of that intricate detail and that very specific feeling manually is, well, it's an incredibly time-consuming and labor-intensive process. So how is artificial intelligence beginning to step in to potentially bridge that gap?
Right, this is where things become really intriguing. AI is indeed having a significant impact on animation workflows, and we're seeing the emergence of specific tools that can assist in the creation of visuals that are strongly reminiscent of the Studio Ghibli style. Let's consider, for instance, the generation of backgrounds. Tools like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion are being utilized to rapidly create landscapes that echo the aesthetic of classic Ghibli scenery.
Right. These are the AI image generation models that have been generating a lot of buzz. And the idea is that they are trained on vast amounts of visual data, including, in this case, examples of classic Ghibli environments.
Yeah.
And artists can then provide a textual prompt, and the AI generates new backgrounds in a very similar vein, but, at a pace that's significantly faster than painting them entirely by hand. That could represent a huge efficiency gain for creators.
Exactly. The speed advantage for creators can be substantial. Then we have the realm of AI-powered animation itself. Software like Ebsynth is quite interesting. It allows an animator to provide a few key hand-drawn frames, and the AI then interpolates those frames to generate smooth animation in between, often capturing that fluid and expressive movement we associate with Ghibli films. Absinthe essentially uses algorithms to analyze the movement and stylistic elements in your keyframes, and then intelligently paints the frames in between, trying to maintain visual consistency with your initial artistic input.
That's fascinating. So the artist's foundational drawings are still there, but the AI helps to fill in the intermediary frames, making the animation process much more efficient.
Yeah.
And I understand there are other platforms playing a role in this as well.
Yes, Runway ML, for example, offers a diverse set of AI-assisted motion tools that can be integrated into more traditional 2D animation workflows. This gives animators the ability to experiment with various types of movement and visual effects, potentially enhancing their work without completely abandoning established animation techniques.
Uh-huh. And it's not solely about generating entirely new content from scratch, is it? There's also the aspect of refining and adapting existing animation.
Precisely. We're seeing advancements in what's called style transfer. Think of it like applying a filter to your animation, but instead of just changing colors, this filter is based on the deep understanding the AI has gained from studying the textures, brushstrokes, and color nuances of genuine Ghibli animation. AI models can analyze the distinct painterly aesthetic of actual Ghibli frames and then apply that style to entirely new animations. Imagine being able to take your own animated characters and render them with that very recognizable Ghibli brushwork and color palette.
That sounds incredibly powerful and opens up some really exciting artistic possibilities. And then there's the very practical application of AI upscaling. I can imagine that a significant amount of older hand-drawn animation might exist in, well, lower resolutions.
Exactly. AI upscaling tools have the capability to enhance that lower resolution footage to high definition without sacrificing the original charm and detail inherent in the hand-drawn work. This is incredibly valuable for preserving and showcasing older animated films on modern high-definition displays.
So it appears that AI offers a comprehensive toolkit that can assist in various stages of creating animation that evokes the spirit of Ghibli. But, and this feels like a crucial point to emphasize, it's not as simple as just pressing a button and instantly producing a Miyazaki-esque film, correct?
Oh, absolutely not. While AI can undoubtedly accelerate certain aspects of production and unlock new creative pathways, the fundamental Ghibli feel, the very essence and soul of those films, still relies heavily on the artist's individual creative vision, their storytelling prowess, and that unique human touch that makes the characters and worlds so deeply resonant with audiences. AI is ultimately a tool. The true artistry remains with the creator.
That makes perfect sense. Which brings us to considering some of the broader implications of using AI in this manner. It's not just about the technological advancements. There are definitely larger considerations at play.
Indeed. This convergence of art and artificial intelligence presents a significant landscape of considerations for us to explore thoughtfully. One key area revolves around the fundamental role of the artist. Should AI be viewed primarily as a tool to augment and enhance human creativity, or is there a potential risk of it being perceived as a substitute for human artists?
That's a really significant question, yeah. It taps into broader discussions about the future of creative professions across the board. If AI can generate artwork that is convincingly similar to that created by a human, what are the potential implications for the value and recognition of human artists?
It certainly prompts us to consider evolving definitions of authorship and originality in this new technological landscape. Another crucial aspect to consider is how these AI models are trained. They learn by analyzing vast amounts of existing artwork. How can we ensure this training process is ethical, avoiding the unauthorized use, the scraping of existing artwork without permission?
That's a really important point. It's like, where does the AI acquire its understanding of the Ghibli style from? It has to learn from somewhere. And thinking about the long term, what might the widespread adoption of AI tools mean for the future of traditional hand-drawn animation itself?
This is a question that animators and those who appreciate the art form are actively considering. Will the ease and speed offered by AI potentially lead to a decline in the practice and appreciation of more traditional techniques? Or could AI perhaps liberate human artists to concentrate on the more imaginative and expressive aspects of animation, while AI handles some of the more repetitive and time-consuming tasks? It's dot complex.
It's a real balancing act, isn't it? On one hand, you have the potential for increased efficiency and the exploration of new creative avenues, but on the other hand, there's a concern about potentially losing something valuable in the process. And speaking of Studio Ghibli itself, they have such a long and celebrated history of emphasizing that very handcrafted approach to their animation.
That's absolutely correct. Hayaomiyazaki, the legendary director behind so many beloved Ghibli films, has often spoken about the profound importance of the human hand in creating art and the spirit that is imbued in traditional animation.
I recall reading some of his comments, and he seemed quite um, skeptical, maybe even dismissive, in his belief that AI could not truly replicate the same level of soul or emotion in animation.
Yeah, he's been pretty vocal about that.
But then, conversely, we also hear from independent animators who may not have the extensive resources of a major studio, and they see AI as a potentially transformative tool to bring their own Ghibli-inspired visions to life.
And that's a really important counterpoint. For independent creators working with limited budgets and smaller teams, AI tools could be a genuine game changer, enabling them to achieve a certain level of visual sophistication that might otherwise be financially or logistically out of reach. It potentially broadens access to creating in a particular style.
So as we circle back to our central question, can AI truly replicate the magic of Studio Ghibli? It sounds like the answer is, well, multifaceted. It can certainly aid in recreating the aesthetic, perhaps with impressive speed and efficiency.
I believe that's a very accurate assessment. While AI may not be able to fully capture that ineffable magic, that originates from the creativity and skill of human artists, it undeniably offers significant assistance in bringing that visual style to fruition more quickly.
So for you listening, whether you are an artist exploring ways to optimize your workflow and discover new creative possibilities, or maybe a technology enthusiast intrigued by the cutting edge of animation, AI presents some genuinely compelling opportunities in the realm of Ghibli-inspired art.
Ultimately, it appears that while technology continues its rapid advancement, the heart of compelling animation, the stories that deeply resonate with us, and the emotional connection we forge with the characters remains rooted in human creativity and vision. At the end of the day, it's about the story.
And that leaves us with a final thought for you. What are your thoughts on the use of AI to create art that draws inspiration from Studio Ghibli? It's a conversation that is still very much unfolding, and your perspective is definitely a valuable part of it.